Alright, quick disclaimer, the trick I'm about to show you, it doesn't translate 100% well on camera. This is a much better trick in person when you can make use of a little bit of misdirection, a little bit of an offbeat. This production is a lot more startling, a lot more impressive. However, here's a quick video demonstration showing you or giving you an idea of what it's supposed to look like, and then I'll break it down and give you a few tips along the way as well. Hey, what's up students? It's Asad here from 52 Cards, and in this video I'm going to share with you a really neat application for card palming. Okay, so we've discussed a number of different palming techniques here on the channel in the past. I've taught you how to do the two-handed top palm. I've taught you how to do the one-handed top palm. I'll link you to those videos down below if you're not already familiar with them. But once you have a card in palm position, what can you do with it? Well, there's a lot of really great applications for it. In this particular video, I'm going to show you how to produce a card in quite a startling way from the palmed position. Okay, so here's the idea. Let's say you have a card selected from the pack, the spectator remembers it, and you would then control it to the top of the deck. Okay, use any method you want. After that, you need to be very comfortable already with getting a card into palm position. So if you don't know how to do that already, make sure you check out the videos in the description box down below. You can use the two-hand method or the one-hand method. It doesn't matter, whatever you're more comfortable with. And you also want to be able to hold a card in palm position very comfortably. So once again, check the description box down below for that. But once you're in this position, now you can produce the card in a very interesting way, in a very startling way. And the way that this would work is you would do this in a tabled setting. So let's say you're sitting at a table with your spectator or your spectators, and naturally there's probably going to be a number of objects on the table. Maybe depending on where you're at, maybe there's a few drinks. You could use a card box. You could use any object really that you really want, as long as it's a reasonable size. In this case, we'll just use the box, but this could be a glass. This could be anything. The idea for this technique is that it allows you to produce the card in such a way that it appears as if their card was under the box the entire time. Okay, now as I mentioned earlier, this trick doesn't translate 100% well on camera, and that's because it relies on proper timing and a little bit of misdirection to make it a much more startling and impressive card production. Okay, so first let me go over just the basic handling, and then I'll talk a bit about the timing. So as far as the handling goes, you're going to have the card in your right hand classic palm position. I don't want to cover too much of the palming technique in this video. I've covered that in the past, so refer to those videos. But I like to hold it in this position. So the card is in my right hand palm, and in that same right hand, I am holding the deck from above in billow position. Okay, and then one little subtlety that I like is I leave my first finger kind of curled on top of the deck, and that's just a bit of a more natural grip to be holding it in. Okay. So once I'm in this position, now I'm kind of ready to do the load. I'm going to be loading this card underneath the box, and then I guess what makes this method so unique and why I like it so much is because you're loading the card under the box just a moment before you're revealing it to the spectators. Okay, there are other card under box or card under glass methods out there where you load the card underneath, and then maybe a minute later or 30 seconds later, that's when you reveal it, and that's also good, but I think it's quite bold to be loading and revealing the card underneath the box at approximately the same time. There's power in that. It's just a clean handling, which I really enjoy. So anyways, you're in this position, and then here's what you're going to do when it comes time to load the card. I'm going to transfer the deck into my left hand, and then I'm going to make my way over towards the box. One little tip here is that it helps if the box is kind of angled this way a bit, and that way it's just easier to grab with your right hand. If it was like this, then it would be kind of an awkward grip, but angling like that makes it just a little bit cleaner. Okay, so I'm going to make my way over towards the box, and before I reach it, I'm just going to gently drop the card onto the surface of the table. So I'm just relaxing my fingers, and these two corners where the card is being gripped are just going to kind of let go of the card. You don't want to drop it from too much of a height. You don't want it to be noticeable. This is just a very casual thing that I'm doing. I'm coming over, I'm letting go, Immediately afterwards, I'm picking up the box and then I'm carrying it over and across the card. And then sometimes a little subtlety I'll add is I'll drop the box right on top of the bottom corner of the card. And then I'll reveal the card underneath the box. Okay, now let's talk about timing. This is the really important part. So there's two key moments in this production or in this trick where misdirection and timing play a key role. The first is when you palm the selected card for the first time. You don't want to do that at a moment when the spectator or spectators are looking at your hands. It's always best to do a card palm, when you make eye contact with them, and you take a little bit of heat off the deck. That's when you can come down, get the card in your palmed position. Okay. The second key moment of misdirection is when you're first coming over and approaching the box with your palmed card. Okay. You don't want to call attention to the box quite yet. So use a bit of misdirection, make eye contact with them. It's a key principle in Magic. The spectators are going to look where you yourself are looking. So if you're looking at them, they're going to be looking back at you. If you're looking at the cards, they're going to be looking at the cards. If you're looking at the box, they're going to be looking at the box. Okay, so look at them as I make my way over. And then here's the timing of it all. I drop, and then as soon as I pick up the box, that's when they start to look down and I say, look, your card is under the box the whole time. They're going to make their way down, and all they're going to see is this. Okay, you can't misdirect the camera. That's why the demonstration at the beginning isn't really an accurate representation of what this would look like in person, but it gives you a good enough idea. Okay, so you're here. This is when you start to look down, and then boom, it just looks as if that card was underneath the box the entire time. So I hope you really enjoy that trick. Play around with it. It's a great application for the classic palm. And if you'd like to learn more sleight of hand technique, more card tricks, if you'd like to purchase custom decks of playing cards or magic supplies, make sure you check out 52cards.com and subscribe to the channel for future videos. And I will see you next time. Peace.